Kids, I'm Laura. I'll be reading to you today called The Lion's Den. In the jungle, King Lion Hamlet ruled the king of animals. Everyone looked up to him. Claudius the tiger didn't like the king and wanted the throne for himself. So he plotted a plan to lure the king away from his throne for a while. Tiger Claudius laughed mischievously as he went to the king who was on the throne with his unfriendly plan. Lion Hamlet thought Tiger Claudius was a friend and didn't think twice about what he said. Tiger Claudius told King Hamlet that he saw baby cubs run from the lion's pack from their mothers, and the mothers asked Claudius to ask for help, for the king's help, because they were too upset to speak to the king. King Hamlet went off into the jungle without another word. Tiger Claudius went back and claimed everything to be his own. King Hamlet left on a long shift and when he wasn't expected to be heard from. Days later, Tiger Claudius announced himself to be king. Tiger Claudius tricked the queen by saying that the king left and he didn't know why. She agreed to marry him, and that sparked anger in young Hamlet's eyes. Hamlet sought the truth, and he was very determined to find out what happened to his father. Days later, he had a vision that would change the world as he knew it. He had a vision of his father. That vision explained why he had to go. He said he would return soon as he completed what he had to do to protect his kingdom and seek revenge for all the lies that Tiger Claudius made and all the false rumors about his father, Hamlet. The lion then confronted Tiger Claudius about the lies, and Tiger Claudius denied everything and said he didn't know why the young king lion was saying. Hamlet told the tiger that he was the rightful king of the jungle. I am the heir to the throne. I will be the one to protect the animals of the forest, he said. Tiger Claudius then told some lions that would confuse the young lion. Hamlet didn't know who to believe, so he left on a journey to find the truth. But Tiger Claudius didn't want the young lion, Hamlet, to find the truth, so he went two of his most faithful underlings to follow the young lion. While Hamlet was on the trip, he realized that he'd been followed ever since he left the jungle. This made the lion suspect something. He suspected that his uncle was up to something that he didn't want him to know about, so he sent two birds to follow him, to tell him everything that was going on outside the jungle. The lion hatched a scheme to catch the birds. He made a food trail so the birds would land and eat it. When the birds landed, he jumped on them to ask for the truth. They gave him the truth, and in a heartbeat, the young lion jumped and started running back towards the jungle. He confronted the tiger and asked for the truth. The young lion realized that the story that the tiger gave him changed. He then told the lion and Tiger Claudius to leave and never return. The young lion told the truth about Claudius to their friends, and the young lion then claimed the jungle for his own and banished the tiger. The end. In the jungle, Hesperus the lion ruled the animal kingdom. Everyone looked up to him. Bruce the tiger did not. He wanted the throne for himself. So he plotted a plan to lure the king away from his throne, knowing how trusting Hesperus was of him. Bruce laughed mischievously on his way to the king. Hesperus?
Oh, hello, Bruce. How are you?
I'm good. I've urged you. Request from the mother of your pack.
What is the favor?
Bruce explained to Hesperus that he saw baby cubs run away from their mothers far from their homeland, and the mothers asked Bruce to ask the king for his help because they were too upset to go after the cubs themselves. Hesperus accepted the task without a second thought.
I will bring the cubs back home safely. Would you care to tell me which direction they went?
Bruce directed Hesperus to the unfamiliar grounds of the jungle without a word. Hesperus followed that direction. Bruce smiled smug and went back to the kingdom and to claim everything to be his own.
Well, you can also do it separately. Do you each have a camera?
Hesperus was thought to have ran away from the kingdom for no reason and was expected never to return. Bruce used that story to trick Hesperus' wife to marry him. She agreed to it. To Hesperus' son Hansel, it angered him, raising other questions. Okay, Hansel, pig.
Can I?
Hmm?
Alright.
Yeah.
What made my father leave us? Why would he do such a hurtful thing?
Hansel was determined to find out the truth about his father, suddenly leaving and what became of him now. Days later, still persistent to find something, Hansel had a vivid dream of his father that gave him an idea of what made him go.
I see what I must do now.
With what his father explained in the dream, Hansel promised to restore the kingdom, also planning to have revenge on Bruce for his selfishness and lies about his father. Hansel had planned to confront Bruce alone, but Bruce denied he had deceived anyone and had no clue what Hansel was accusing him of. Hansel made a clear statement that Bruce had no right to be king.
I am the rightful heir to take my father's place, not you or his marriage to my mother.
Bruce was still not shaken by what Hansel had said. He continued to be unaffected by Hansel's venting.
I know how you're feeling. You're upset, trying to make sense of it all. But you're too young to understand your father's Hesperus did. Maybe it is the trauma of his leaving that is causing you to think this way of me.
Hansel didn't know how to respond or what to believe now. For all he knew, anything Bruce had said might be true, or not. Hansel did not want to apologize to Bruce and went off into the jungle to find answers. Bruce, seeing Hansel leave, made him a little paranoid, so he sent 2 lion guards to follow Hansel. Halfway on his journey, Hansel realized he was being followed, confirming his suspicions that something was not right after all with Bruce.
Those 2 lions had been on the same trail as me, watching my every move. That is not coincidence.
To cover his trail from Bruce or finding the truth, Hansel asked 2 birds nearby to fly around the jungle to find some answers.
Be sure to listen for what the leading lion has to say, alright?
The birds agreed and flew off to where Bruce and the pack were living among the kingdom of lions. They waited for Bruce to be alone and found him gloating to himself about how he lied to Hesperus to search for missing cubs in the deep parts of the jungle. The birds reported back to Hansel in a secret hiding place from Bruce's servants. Once Hansel heard what they had heard from Bruce, he thanked them and dashed back home. Bruce's plan was a lie to everyone separately, one story slightly different from the other. Hansel figured out the sneaky method and decided to confront Bruce in front of everyone. Bruce had not expected Hansel to be so bold and was taken back. Hansel.
There is no place to hide, liar. Tell me what you did to my father. You told him a lie to run out into the jungle, and he met his end, being lost forever.
I don't know what you're talking about. Don't listen to that. To this brat.
Don't speak to him that way. Answer him.
Everyone was listening and siding with Hansel more than Bruce. Finally, seeing the true colors of their temporary king, the animals saw he was a dishonest, awful lion.
It's alright, mother. I have my answer. Bruce, you are dismantled as a king. I will take my father's place, and you will be banished from the jungle. Leave now.
Bruce grudgingly left with the help of the loyal lion's late king's helpers. Hansel took his father's place on the throne, and Bruce was never heard of again. A brother's revenge. One day in the jungle, 2 lion brothers were stretching in the sun and talking. One brother, Eble, was popular throughout the jungle, but the other brother, Bill, was less fortunate. Animals throughout the kingdom saw Eble as a big leader, Bill, on the other hand, was nobody and pretty lonely. One day, a new herd of lions entered into Bill's territory ready to fight. Bill met one of their lionesses, Ophelia. She was a cute lion that Bill liked when he first laid eyes on her. She had a beautiful colored fur coat and a very long tail. She had a reputation as being a great hunter. Bill brought the new herd to meet his herd. When Ophelia saw Eble, she saw a lion with strength, beauty, and smarts to match her own. Shortly after their meeting, Eble and Ophelia became a couple and hung out together all the time. Bill became very angry at his brother because he took his girl from him. Bill was super jealous of his brother and had thoughts about how to hurt him. Bill really wanted to get his revenge on his brother and plotted to send his brother away so he can get Ophelia back. Sid, the neighborhood vulture, overheard Bill's plot and flew to Eble to tell him what was about to happen. Eble stopped his brother's plot. Eble and Ophelia lived together and had a son named Junior. As time went on, Eble became the leader of the herd and everyone was happy. The end.